You know, it wasn't too long ago. Juventus was about to face Real Madrid in the Champions League final of 2017. This was the second final in 3 years that Juventus would play in. Having won the league and the cup double, this was a perfect chance of winning the treble that season. And it didn't start badly, to be honest, with Mario Mandzukic even scoring a wonder goal to make it 1-1 by the halftime. But then, Ronaldo and company had different plans, and Juventus would lose that Champions League final 4-1. They didn't know it yet, but this wouldn't be the last time they would meet. They would face each other in the next season in the quarterfinals as well. And in a game that Ronaldo scored a wonder goal in, Juventus lost 3-0 at home against Real Madrid. It all seemed lost, and the return leg at the Bernabeu was just a formality. That being said, Juve made a miraculous comeback and scored 3 goals to make it 3-3 on aggregate. But fate, and possibly the referee, had different plans. In the dying moments of the game, a very controversial penalty was awarded, and Ronaldo would score that penalty to take Real Madrid to the next round, and eventually win the Champions League that season for the 13th time. And what does Juventus do when they lose twice in a row against Real Madrid? Well, if you can't beat them, buy them, or at least buy their main man.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
And that's exactly what Juventus did. In a move that shocked pretty much everyone around the world, Ronaldo joined Juventus in summer 2018 and would go on to win 2 league titles, 1 Coppa Italia, as well as scoring 101 goals in 134 games. You gotta admit, that's pretty good, even by the elite standards of Cristiano Ronaldo. With that kind of scoring record and 2 league titles in 3 seasons, his legacy should be intact. That being said, opinions are pretty much divided about his legacy at Juventus. Many would look at his individual stats and the 2 league titles that he won and call it an absolute success, while some others would say that Ronaldo's time at Juventus was an utter failure and Juventus was better off without him. But the question is, why is there such a question mark on the legacy of Ronaldo at Juventus? Well, to get to the bottom of that, we gotta go all the way back to summer 2018 when Juve signed him. It was summer 2018 and Cristiano Ronaldo was taking a break after winning the Champions League and coming back from the World Cup campaign. The world didn't know it yet, but something was brewing in the air. And soon enough, Cristiano would shock the world with a move to Juventus. It looked like a win-win solution for everyone. Cristiano would extend his career on top with another elite team, and Juventus would get another step closer to win the Champions League trophy that they've been chasing for 2 decades. The Champions League wasn't just a trophy that Juventus only craved, it was a trophy that they needed badly. You see, after winning it in 1996, they lost the next 2 back-to-back finals in 97 and 98, but that wouldn't be the last of their near misses. And to my absolute delight as a Milan fan, they would go on to lose the 2003 final against Milan on penalties, and lost the 2015 and 2017 finals against Barcelona and Real Madrid, with the same Cristiano Ronaldo scoring a brace in that 2017 final.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So yeah, it's been a while, and who better than Mr. Champions League himself? After all, Cristiano won it 5 times. But Ronaldo wasn't only signed to deliver on the pitch. Juventus had an eye on growing the club's revenue through the presence of Cristiano, and the Ronaldo effect was instant. The club gained around 5 million new social media followers within 24 hours of the deal being announced. But not just that. In Ronaldo's first season, Juve's revenue grew by 58 million euros from the stadium, commercial deals, and merch sales. The club even sold 1 million shirts that season, more than double compared to the previous year. In his 3 years at Juventus, the club's accumulative social media following doubled from 50 million to 113 million followers. Ronaldo brought a lot of eyeballs to Serie A, and on this front, he was a definite success. On the commercial front, there's not even a hint of a doubt that he's been a success at the club. That being said, there are question marks over his legacy on the pitch, despite his incredible statistics in his time at Juve. But before we talk about Ronaldo's legacy on the pitch, don't forget to leave a like or comment. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, as a lot of time goes into making these videos. I really enjoy reading your comments. Thank you for your love and support. Despite scoring 101 goals in 134 games in all competitions, Cristiano wasn't brought to Italy to win the Serie A or the Coppa Italia. In fact, they were just doing that perfectly fine before him. But despite what Juventus hoped, Ronaldo on his own wasn't gonna win the Champions League for them. To me, the comeback against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 is Ronaldo's greatest moment in Juventus shirt. He was the man of the hour with his hat-trick in the second leg when all hope was gone after losing 2-0 in the first leg. That being said, it wasn't all happy smiles for Juventus and Ronaldo, as they were knocked out against Ajax, Lyon, and Porto in his 3 years at Juventus. 3 clubs that were quite beatable on paper. That wasn't part of the initial script when Juventus signed Ronaldo. In a club that's built on a system of 11 soldiers, all of whom worked for the good of the club, Cristiano was difficult to accommodate. All 3 of Max Allegri, Maurizio Sarri, and Andrea Pirlo struggled to find a solution for Ronaldo without sacrificing the rest of what made Juventus strong in the first place. Especially the last 2 of its 3 seasons, there was a genuine lack of cohesiveness and rhythm to Juve's playing style. And to Cristiano's credit, he often found the solutions to the problems that his presence created. After all, scoring 101 goals in 134 matches is a statistic that every club would love to have. But caught between a rock and a hard place, Juventus tried to cater to Ronaldo while at the same time playing a solid system-based brand of football. The end product was a highly disjointed team that often had to dig its way out of the games purely based on moments of individual brilliance. At the same time, all the chopping and the changing of the coaches didn't really help either. It's worth noting that Ronaldo played under 3 different coaches in the 3 seasons that he spent at Juventus. Honestly, from outside looking in, I feel like Juventus was just throwing things at the wall and hoping something would stick. This wasn't the Juventus that I remember pre-Ronaldo. That was a club that was the best run in the league, and it wasn't a surprise that they won that many league titles back to back. It also didn't help that Giuseppe Marotta, the architect of Juve's recent success, left to Inter, hence Inter's recent success in Italy. I guess it's true what they say, one neighbor's trash is someone else's gold. Gone was the Juventus that signed Pirlo and Pogba for free and Vidal for less than 11 million euros. And instead, this was a club that signed Rabiot and Ramsey and not know what to do with them. For all the downsides of having to accommodate Ronaldo in your team, he also wasn't surrounded by a fully functioning team. Yes, Ronaldo's insistence on playing where he wanted ultimately hurt the side, especially under a system-driven coach like Maurizio Sarri. But the chronic mismanagement of the club over the last few years didn't really help matters either. A situation that I think he later on faced on his return to Manchester United as well. On top of all this, the pandemic didn't really help matters either. With no football for a while and a whole season in an empty stadium, Cristiano's salary of more than 60 million euros before tax was a heavy burden on the club's finances. And at this point, you could tell Juventus didn't really mind selling him on, and Ronaldo didn't see his 6th Champions League glory getting any closer. Towards the end, it really felt like a bad match for both parties. As much as Ronaldo's presence held back Juventus, the club also held Ronaldo back from winning another Champions League trophy. A move away was the best case scenario for all involved, for Cristiano and for Juventus. So at the end of the day, what can we make out of the Ronaldo experiment at Juventus? Well, if there's one way to summarize Ronaldo's time at Juventus, it was perhaps his last game for the club. He came off the bench against Udinese to score a last-minute goal with a textbook header. Off came the shirt and his perfectly chiseled physique. But the celebration was cut short when VAR disallowed the goal, and the game ended in a 2-2 draw. I feel like that moment alone summarizes his 3 years at Juventus. In with a bang, out with a whimper. At the end of the day, neither Juventus nor Cristiano achieved what they wanted, which was a Champions League success. Yes, Ronaldo brought more fans to Juventus, but realistically, how long did they stick around for? In the modern age, evidence points to Generation Z children following individuals and not teams. While I wouldn't go on to say that Ronaldo was a failure, the project of Ronaldo failed at Juventus, and not necessarily due to his fault, but due to multiple factors that were going on at the club, as well as the tactical dilemmas that his presence brought on. Notice that I said the project of Ronaldo and not Ronaldo himself, and as you can see, it's not a simple yes or no question. As with many things in life, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. There's a lot of context to this subject, which I honestly tried my best to explore. In the end, Ronaldo would transfer to Manchester United, where he found the situation far worse than Juventus. And Juventus were left to recover from their post-Ronaldo blues, finishing 4th place for 2 seasons in a row. So I guess neither Juventus nor Ronaldo had a happy ending, even after Ronaldo's move back to United. And despite winning 2 league titles in 3 years and all the goals that he scored, Ronaldo's legacy in Serie A is similar to that of Ronaldinho, Luis Figo, David Beckham, and Rivaldo before him. a legendary player who played in Serie A rather than a Serie A legend. In the end, Cristiano Ronaldo was the right player for Juventus at a very wrong time.